do we see any patterns between different sets of data in terms of cook time, final mass and mass change, or pan change in final temperature? We're really thinking about how these outcomes are related to the efficiency of energy in our system. Now, to help you with that, a couple things you can do. You have all of this data here, but it's kind of hard to go back and forth. So one thing you can always do is you can highlight a set of data and you can paste it somewhere else in your spreadsheet. I'm going to choose column W. Notice they're all zeros, so over here when I paste it, I want to click on the little clipboard and say paste values only. And then I'm going to go back to egg mass change as well, telling me how efficient my egg cook was. And again, not the thing I wanted to see in terms of that. So I'm going to paste values only. Perfect. Now, one really easy way to establish patterns is to graph your data. Look at the actual data in terms of what you're seeing. So I'm going to highlight both sets of data. Go to Insert Chart. Awesome. And what it shows me is this data. And I'm going to go to Customize. I'm going to go to Series over here. And I'm just going to add a trend line. And it appears that there's a very weak positive correlation between an increased pan temperature and an increased change in egg mass. Not super important, but it does look like the hotter your pan gets, the more mass your egg will lose during the cook time. You can also do that with stuff looking at cook time. So I'm going to paste my data here. I'm going to paste values only. For some reason, I'm having difficulty getting time data to paste, so I'm just going to input the data manually. And again, we're looking for patterns. Do things change over time? So let's take a look at pan temperature and cooking time. To highlight two columns of data, you want to hold down Command or Control on your computer while you highlight. I'm going to go to Insert Chart, and I want to have a scatter plot, so I'm going to pick that. And again, ooh, this looks great. This is a much stronger pattern. I'm going to go to Customize, go to Series, add Trend Line, and there's a really big correlation between a change in pan temperature and a decreased cooking time. So as you increase the change in temperature, you do increase the change in cooking time in terms of quick and efficient. Doesn't tell you anything about calories, but it does tell you that a quicker cook time occurs from a quicker change in temperature, or a more pronounced temperature change. So the second part is working through what you think is the best and worst egg trial in terms of doing some QMAT analysis. Now, trial A is going to be solving for the energy that your pan for the best and worst trial absorbed during the cook time. So when we think about that, we're going to be doing QMAT. And my computer's a little laggy with this. I'm going to be doing QMAT, where Q is going to be the calories of our pan. Mass is going to be the mass of the pan. A is the specific heat of the pan. You can find each of these two values in the spreadsheet I was just on, and then T is just going to be the change in temperature. Now we're going to do that again in part B for question 2 for our egg. Ooh, this is pretty laggy. We're going to be using the average mass of our egg, which you can find in the data set. We're going to be using the specific heat of the egg, and then the change in temperature, which is a column in the second part of the data. Question C is going to have you calculate the efficiency of your egg trial. Best and worst. You're going to do that by dividing the calories of the egg by the calories of the pan. And hopefully that will then give you an efficiency percent. You'll then, in part D, solve for the change between those. What's the difference? So you're going to take the difference of the two efficiencies in part C, and then you're going to divide them by the average. And then you are going to explain why you think there's such a difference. Is there a difference? Is there not? Is it based on the mass of the pans, the specific heat of the fat or the metal? Try and rationalize why you think those two are different. And then below, you're going to, in part C, argue what you think is the best variable for measuring efficiency for frying an egg. Is it temperature change? Is it time took to fry an egg? Is it the amount of water you lost? How can we best consider what is an efficient way to cook an egg based on the calories? And then finally, you're going to propose, based on part A, part B, and part C, the best fry pan fat and temperature for frying an egg. You want to justify your answer citing data from the trials that best supports your claim. I hope this video helps. Email me or see me for office hours for more questions.